What's going on, everybody? Hey, finally got some nice weather. It quit raining here in Kansas, so I decided today, as you can see, nice, gorgeous, got a few clouds in the sky, but the wind's not blowing 900 miles an hour. So what I've done is I've decided we're going to come out and shoot some groups. I've never printed this rifle or any rifle at the distances that I'm going to shoot today, minus the 200. I have shot 200 yards in printed groups. What we've got is the Bergara Premier LRP. It's chambered in 6 Creed. I do have my ABA-10 hush pickle on the end, topped with a Vortex Venom 5 to 25 by 56. Pretty sweet gun, not gonna lie. I've been trying to shoot some long range stuff. I did have a guy tell me that one of the comments on my previous video was that I talk too much, and I get that. I only have one camera, so once I get done with this short little intro, I'm gonna take you guys down to 200. I'm gonna staple a brand new target up. There's been no shots fired through this rifle today. I am shooting a Hornady 108 ELDM, and we're just going to see what it prints with factory ammunition, so I can, I guess, reload. I mean, fire form brass, I love doing it. That's the way I've always done it, so I'm going to continue to do that. Factory ammo fire once through my gun, so it's formed to my chamber. Then I will start reloading at some point and see if we can't button things down. But for today, we're just going to see what we can do. Here's the targets. They are brand new, never been shot. I've got you marked at 200. We're going to go out to 400. Then we're going to go out to 600, print some groups, and then after we print those groups, I'm going to take you guys back to the house with me. We're going to get the calipers out, and we're going to see exactly how good we did. Hang tight. All right, guys, here we are. I've got you down. I've got you a brand new target. You can see this is at 200 yards. There are no marks in it. 200. I will be shooting from the bench right here underneath the tower. I'm gonna run back, leave you guys here because I only have the one camera. I'm gonna set you on my stand, and we're gonna see what we can do here. Make sure we get a good view of this. Looks like you're squared up. It's about as close as I can get you while being comfortable with where I'm shooting without hitting my camera. I'm confident I can hit that. Hang tight. That didn't look too impressive, huh? Got two almost touching, and you got one over here. This is my cold bore shot. So it's shifted. I have to make some adjustments, I guess. But now I'm going to load you guys up. I'm going to take you to the 400, which is that tree out there. Can't see it because it drops off. There's a berm over there. That's the 400 yard mark. I'm going to take you guys out there and we're going to see what happens at 400. again, not too impressive. I'm using the Hornady Forward Off ballistics calculator. You can see hit 2 here. Didn't like it. I made an adjustment. As you can see, I hit up here. Then I remade my adjustment based off of, this was the Forward Off app. This was me personally making my adjustments in my scope for my holdover and my windage. That's not a terrible group at 400 yards, guys. Never tried that before. I've tried hitting this steel, these steel at 400. I have hit this one. I have hit this one. I've hit the half dipstick. It's something I like to play with. So now you guys are going to come along with me on my first attempt at ever printing a group 600 yards. That was the first time printing a group at 400. According to the calculator, I needed to be 5.44 MOA. However, I made my adjustments. Didn't think that was right. These were held at 5 MOA. This was a 5 MOA, but I went ahead and dropped it down to 4.5, and that's where we wound up. It said 1.66 MOA to the right because I have a slight wind blowing from the left to right. I did drop that down to 1 MOA left. It's not a lot of wind, but it is enough to throw me off. So hang tight. I'm going to take you guys down to 600, hang a new target, and we're going to see what happens. Stick around. When I get back to the house, I'll get the calipers out and we will measure with the calipers and see just exactly how good we did. Stick around. All right, guys, we're back. I just got back to the house. I've got the old school caliper out. We're gonna take a look at these groups and see exactly what's going on here. So 200 yard target, center to center. Let's make sure that's the widest point. So center to center on my 200 yard target is 1.285 inches. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. You can see it's not spaced out very far. That is 1.285 inches at 200 yards. So that is under MOA. That's sub MOA. Then we've got the 400 yard target. As you can remember, these two for the forward off calculations, I adjusted again when I checked the wind and stuff. It switched on me and it went to a different measurement. That's what this one is over here. So then I made my own adjustments in my scope and hit for the 3 and 1 toward the center. Let's measure those out. Let's see what we got. Center to center. Let's check and make sure. Nope, this one's a little further. Looks like center to center is going to be, looks like 2.103. Again, you can see the spacing there, and that is for these 3 shots. Some people say, oh, you gotta check these. I'm blaming that on the calculator. As you can see, they're quite a ways off. These are not. Okay, so it's not anything that I did. It's nothing that the gun did. The gun is quite capable of sub MOA. Oh Lord. Then we're gonna go to the 600 yard. This is where things kind of fell apart. Never tried to print a group at 600. I tried. Not sure exactly what happened, but nevertheless, I shot 4 shots at 600 because I couldn't see the holes. I only hit with 2. After looking at the berm out there, I'm not sure. I'm assuming that I hit low, or possibly be off the right hand side. One or the other. Short of being right down there where I could see it, that's best guess, because I was having a kind of a difficult time staying on target, being zoomed in as far as I was. That might be something that I need to back my zooms out maybe. However, those 2 shots, you can't really put a number on the group because you only have 2 to go off of. You don't have the 3rd or the 4th. So it could be infinite. Those 2 shots measure 3.265 apart. Again, not really sure what happened there. For a stock rifle, I can't complain. I can't. I'm going to blame the 600 on me, not on the gun. Short of reloading, and hand loading my own rounds. Of course, I did show you guys the setup. I don't have a bubble level. Short of those 2 things, I'm not really sure how to tighten that up at 600. After I shut the camera off, I shot 2 more rounds at the 8-inch piece of steel out there at 600 and connected both times. No clue what's going on there, but anyway, I digress. If you have any suggestions, constructive criticism, let me know in the comments down below. Let's see if we can figure something out, and I'll test some theories. If I can get enough comments on it to help me out, I'll try it out. See if we can't tighten that group up at 600. I need to go out and do more shooting at 600, not just at, I'm pretty proficient at 400. now that I can go in and I guess I can change the Ford off. I'm not 100% sure. Editing some variables. I went off the box speed of the factory loaded ELDMs, and as you could tell, at 400 yards it was shooting very high. It was calling for 5.4, 5.6. I'm not sure here. Let's pull the Ford off out. It's calling for 5.64 MOA of elevation. However, that was not even close. I was actually dialed at about 4.5. Again, for myself, that's the ballistic calculator I have at the moment until I can get a dope card typed up. At 600 yards, it's calling for 11.24 MOA of elevation, and that actually worked out to being pretty close to right at 9 flat. Again, constructive criticism. If anybody has anything, any suggestions that will be useful, let me know down in the comments. We'll see what happens, and thanks for watching. Subscribe. See you next time.